Trenton, the #3 outfielder in the state of Texas, committed to be a Red Raider with Texas Tech.
I remember talking before the game who I compared in there.
Good effort, but he flips it away, trying to hustle to knock it down.
The Milwaukee Brewers select Trent
Second to pitch, Clark swings, it's a high drive to right. The wind's gonna take it, the right fielder doesn't see it. Hart is back, he's at the wall, and it's gone! It's a 2-run home run for Trent Clark!
This is the second start for Grisham. Hayward going back, and that's gone! The first big league homer for Trent Grisham.
At the start of the season, could you have predicted that you and Keston would have such an impact on a pennant race and a September playoff push?
It was definitely a thought and a hope, but no, I didn't really imagine it, but it's nice that's coming to fruition.
Guerra deals, and a bouncing ball. This is Spangenberg, and there it is! The Brewers will punch a ticket to the postseason.
The Milwaukee Brewers take on the Washington Nationals. The switch-hitting catcher to right and well hit. That ball is out of here. A first-inning 2-run shot. Hader to Taylor with a 3-2. And he hit him. Shattered his bat on the 2-1, and that blooper is going to fall. Elevated that fastball. Wide drive, base hit to right. That'll score 1, that'll score 2 as the ball gets away from Grisham and right. That's going to score 3 runs, and the Washington Nationals have the lead. To center field. Robles back. Ball game.
Hits it to the other young dude, the rookie for the Brewers, and he misses it, and that's going to allow the go-ahead run to score.
I think that error is going to be how he plays his career. It's just one unfortunate moment.
He hits a single to right field. The right fielder completely botches it. It goes behind him. The bases gets cleared. The Nats take the lead.
And I mean, he's a rookie. He's a kid. He's trying to get everything he can into a throw home to try to make a heroic play. He's the dude that's out there for Yelich.
He straight up missed it.
It's going to sting. It's going to sting for a long time.
Okay. That was a lot. Let's go back for a second. It's hard to fully comprehend the pressure of being a first-round draft pick. It's also pretty hard to understand the pressure of making your first big league at-bats in the middle of a divisional playoff race. But the hardest to comprehend is being the guy called upon to replace last year's most valuable player. Trent Grisham endured all of this pressure combined, and, excluding that blunder shown before, he did an admirable job. In some aspects, Grisham was an improvement on Yelich. His stats certainly don't jump off the page, but his glove in the outfield was a stark improvement on Yelich's. The Brewers needed somebody to fill the void, and Grisham answered the call. And he had some pretty cool moments along the way, including this go-ahead 3-run home run off Sergio Romo in the middle of their playoff race. But, unfortunately, this isn't what Brewers fans will remember about him. All they will remember is that error. It's truly unfortunate, but one bad play has a knack of defining several MLB careers. When I think of some names like Luis Castillo, or Bill Buckner, I don't think of their entire career, the high points, the things they achieved, the all-star appearances, anything like that. I think of just one play.
Well, this deal, not the only Padre and Brewer connection that was made on Wednesday. Milwaukee gets Luis Urias from the San Diego Padres, a highly regarded prospect, pitcher Eric Lauer, player to be named later, or cash. Going to San Diego, Zach Davies and Trent Grisham.
Less than a month and a half after the playoff debacle, Trent Grisham is sent away from Milwaukee. Now, the GM assures that this isn't about the playoff error, and that may be true, but trading Grisham was the right move. His career in Milwaukee was erased after that error. That error was attached to his name, so a change of scenery was a must. But now the ball was in Grisham's court. Could he adapt? Could he accept the change and fight off the adversity and attain the projected success he was supposed to have as a first-round draft pick? Well, those questions were going to be unanswered for a little bit, but he was headed to San Diego. And in retrospect, it's hard to imagine a better destination for a guy like Grisham than San Diego. San Diego was undergoing a time of evolution. A lot of change was brewing for the franchise that hadn't made the playoffs in the entire decade. So, could Grisham invent a new success story here? Because of the restrictions set by the coronavirus and the scares that some teams were having, like the Marlins and the Phillies, the Padres were only permitted to play Western teams like the Dodgers and Athletics. And it looked like for a while in the first third of the season, they were just trying to stabilize and find some team chemistry, but things were looking kind of bleak. Aside from his usually sure-handed glove, Grisham was batting .228. Over a third of the way through the season, the Padres finished getting swept by the Diamondbacks and lost Tommy Pham in the same game to a broken hand. Things were looking the usual San Diego way. The team was talented, but they were playing mediocre baseball, underperforming, playing down to competition. But then, something cool happened. After starting the season 11-12, the Padres won 20 of 25 games to move to 31-17. This, of course, lined up with a date with the Los Angeles Dodgers on September 14th, who the Padres were racing to try and take away the NL West crown. Along the way, Trent Grisham was playing some of the best baseball of his life. Grisham hit safely in 19 of the 25 games and also posted an .806 OPS during the stretch. The team chemistry emitted by guys like Machado, Tatis, Will Myers, it infected the whole team and certainly had an effect on Trent Grisham as well. He was playing the best baseball he's ever played, finally living up to the potential and not looking in the rearview mirror of an error made nearly a year ago at this point. The Padres would take the first game in the series from the Dodgers, but unfortunately lose the latter too. But their winning ways continued, and they were able to finish with a record of 14 games over 500, granting them a wildcard spot. They had a date in the wildcard series with the St. Louis Cardinals, and Trent Grisham was back in the playoffs for the first time since the blunder that everyone thought would define his career.
Of a best of three, and the Padres are down to their last out. The 2-2 again. Fly ball to center field, deep. Bader at the wall, and he makes a leaping catch to end it.
The Padres dropped game 1 and only had one loss to spare. It looked like Grisham was going to be on the wrong side of postseason history again going into game 2 when the Cardinals jumped out to an early lead. And we got one of the best home run calls I've ever seen from a postseason game. Check this out.
Man could add to that. Here's a fastball and a fly ball deep into right field. If it's fair, it's a home run, and it is a home run, and the Cardinals get 2 more. Oh, wow. This is really something.
It just gives me chills every time I hear it, you know? They'd strike again in the 6th inning to increase their lead to 4 runs, and things were looking, once again, bleak for the San Diego Padres. But these weren't your average Padres. No, no, no.
Fernando, high fly ball to deep left field. Car rush. Ball going long on for El Nino.
And that one's launched to left field. They go back to back. Padres have tied it with Tatis and Machado. And your Ponce de Leon. And this one is yanked deep to left towards the pole. Off the bricks and another home run for San Diego. Padres have their first lead of the series. Tatis, he's going to lead SportsCenter. He's done it again. Another home run, and the Padres add to their advantage.
Here's the 2-1. Myers swings, stings it out to deep center field. Bader's going back. Bader's at the wall. Bader leaps. Gonna go!
The Padres mashed their way to clinch Game 2, and even though it didn't include Grisham in any of the heroics, it felt like an important part of the story to include. Grisham is a part of his first postseason win, and you could feel the air in San Diego change after this one. The Padres bullpen dominates in Game 3, shutting down the Cards in 9 innings and winning the wildcard series. The Padres advance to the NLDS, where of course, they meet up with their big brother in the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Padres had their moments in the NLDS, but ultimately fell to the Dodgers in 3 games. It seemed like the Dodgers were destined for a World Series this year, and their roster was just backloaded with talent in every corner. But there's plenty of reason to be optimistic about this team going into the future, and the Dodgers-Padres rivalry is going to be one of the best baseball has to offer for the coming years. And hopefully, there the whole time is Trent Grisham. He was the one that made the out that ended the series, and I want to include this for a couple reasons. Yes, it's very unfortunate that Grisham wasn't able to find postseason success again, but this time he went down with his team. His team didn't go down because of him. I think San Diego helped save Trent Grisham. It gave him his confidence back, his swagger back, and it showed, because now, a year after making the worst error of 2019, Trent Grisham is a Gold Glove winner, and that's something to be proud of. Here's hoping we see Grisham get his playoff moment sooner rather than later. I'm the Jolly Olive, and thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.